Hello everyone! Before we get started on this episode of Extracurricular Activities, I wanted to make a quick statement about the first link in the description down below. It is a coffee fundraiser, Ko-fi, whatever. It's a fundraiser for Hyper Wolfstar, Paul Diggs, the developer of Wolfstar Sins in Paradise. The husband of the developer of this game, Extracurricular Activities. Paul has been off and on dealing with some pretty serious health conditions, and they have reached a fucking crescendo as of late, leading to a couple of hospital visits. And so, in America, hospital visits and medications and surgeries, that all leads to a lot of fucking bills, especially when you're uninsured, like Paul unfortunately is. So I am trying to do my best to raise awareness for the fundraiser that is going on to help them raise money for their medical expenses. It's the first link in the description. If you can't donate at all, that's okay. Just share the link around you never know who that can wind up in front of that could help, possibly. And if you can donate at all, any little bit will help. So please consider taking a look at the description down below and that first link. It'll take you to Ko-fi, whatever the fuck the website's called, and supporting Hyper Wolfstar and Dying Wolf, and as they're dealing with a fuckload of medical expenses in a matter that's some serious medical conditions as well. And bear with me and my grubby appearance as I put this at the beginning of every Extracurricular Activities episode that's about to come out, because I know this is one of, if not the most popular series I do, and I want to make sure that this can get in front of as many eyes as possible, because there's some really good people and they really deserve as much help as they can get, because they've helped a lot of people already. They deserve some help back too. So yeah, first link in the description. Thank you all very much, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Bye everybody. Well, bye, and yeah, enjoy, whatever. Okay.
Doesn't look like I actually rebuilt the Herald save file. Is the Herald route, like, available? Like, the epilogue? I don't know. What is that? Oh, shit. Oh, wow. They made a button for that? I guess, you know, there's some people who don't know about some of the button things. Hell, I didn't. I didn't know about right-click for the longest fucking time. Anyway, we're not here for the Herald epilogue today. I don't know if that's available as of right now. We're actually here for the long overdue fucking goddamn. We're here for the camping trip that we've been waiting to see for years. Jeez. The last Darius video was 8 months ago, episode 175, and it was day 25. Say we're on the right day. Okay. Yeesh. Episode 174, 175. Before that was episode 119, 118, and then 109, 106, then 101, then 94, and then 87. Jesus. This playlist is a mess. Well, that's why I got the character-specific playlists. You know what I also haven't done yet? Hello everyone, my name is VivianJade, the Trained On Professional, and welcome the fuck back to Extracurricular Activities. This episode's a mess. I'm a mess. Let's continue now. We've been waiting long enough. You've been waiting long enough. You get a car. I'm gonna check my bags one more time to make sure I have everything for this weekend. I don't need much beyond a few sets of clothes and some other basic toiletries. Darius has everything else. Knock knock. Come, Darius. Oh god, when things are amiss at the beginning of the day, you never know if this is a dream or if something is afoul. Yo! 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 How's that to go? Why would you knock and just barge in like that? What if I was naked, or Richard or Maria was with you? I wouldn't have barged in if Maria was with me, and it's not like me or Richard haven't seen you naked before. Are you ready to leave? I'm just making sure I had all the clothes I needed for the weekend. Well, hurry up then. Whenever you're done, we'll head off. So we're skipping practice? We are. I already talked it over with Coach, and he's okay with it. What about Maria and Richard? Waiting for us in the living room. Oh, and give me a few minutes to check everything, and I'll be set. Don't take too long. Checked 3 times already, so I'm pretty sure I'm good after this last time. You can never check too many times. I'm that person who checks a million fucking times, and I always realize I've forgotten something. It's better to know for sure. Ah, look at them. God, it has been a while. Sorry to make y'all wait. And that was also from me. Kept you waiting, huh? It's all good. Darius is just telling us about his new bike. He's gonna show it off after we pick you guys up on Sunday. You really went through with it then? Sure did. As the guy's gonna drop it off at my place Sunday morning, so it'll be there when we get back from camping. I figured I could take Maria and Richard for a spin on it, and then I'll bring y'all back here. I don't get a ride? I'll take you for a ride too if I have to, but you can ride it whenever you want. I figure we have plenty of time through the week. I guess you're right. You know I'm right. Do you have all you need for the weekend? Yeah, I'm set. Darius? Yeah, we'll be all good. Everything we need is loaded in the trunk of my car. Well, we should get going then. I want to see the spot you're camping in. Yes, I'd like to see it too. All right, let's toss Andrew's stuff in and we'll go. Richard or Maria, you'll be in front so you'll know the way. I got a shotgun. I'll be able to remember the path from the back seat too, so that's fine. Just in case Richard forgets. I ain't gonna forget, woman. Look at his fucking face. We'll see. It's about half an hour from the shelter, so it's really easy to get there. You only make like 4 total turns, so there should be no way to forget the way. They're gonna forget somehow. Don't worry, I ain't gonna forget it. My noggin's good at remembering how to get somewhere. It better be. If you forget the way, Maria gets to drive, and you won't get another chance. I remember! You have to take turns driving with me anyway. You guys can go wherever you want in my car, but I expect it to be in perfect condition when I get back. I'll take care as if she were my own. We'll make sure you get her back in just as pristine condition as she is now. I'll treat you guys to dinner one night too, as thanks for doing this for us. You'll have your phones with you in case of an emergency, right? I will. I have a rechargeable battery too. You ain't gonna have service out there though. We'll get at the road, and if you guys come back to get us and we're missing, at least you'll know we're supposed to be there. What an unsettling thought, especially since between the last episode and this, I've finally hit my true crime watching phase, and so yeah, there have been a number of campsites featured in those fucking videos, and this whole thing has a new edge to it. He's right though. If they ain't up there camping we go to pick him up, we should assume something's wrong. Everything will be fine. We're fine. What the hell was that? We're not gonna be doing anything dangerous. Dangerous! I just want to get away from the city for a couple of days and relax. No noise, no work, no tech, nothing. It certainly sounds nice. Well, hey, you guys will have access to my tent if you like the spot we're going to. You can skip camping in the backyard and come camp out here instead. We could do a whole group trip even. I can get another tent for you guys and we'll make a weekend out of it. Oh, that'd be so much fun. Been a while since I went camping, but I sure'd like to do that again. We can talk more about it later and plan something then. For now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. You're already ahead of him on that as you stared out the window. For the next 2 nights, it would be only you and Darius, secluded from the rest of the world. You can feel butterflies in your stomach from just the thought of it. Ah, that picture of a road. Didn't seem like long before you were out of Cresthaven and driving through the scenic country that was beyond all the bricks and mortar of the city. Little by little, the other vehicles on the road disappeared, and it felt like Darius's car was the only one left. Well, if all the other ones disappeared, that would be factually accurate. Yes. Now, you really have to pay attention right here. It's easy to miss the spot. See that sign?
Mile marker 218.
About a half a mile more, we'll see a dirt road leading into the trees. It's mostly hidden by grass, but it's there. I'm surprised Darius would take this pristine car on a dirt road.
All right.
And there, you see it?
Barely.
Darius slowed the car down and made a wide turn to pull onto the trail leading into the forest. Damn, that is not a dirt road. That is a fucking clearing at best. He drove slowly through the trees and finally... Damn, there's fucking rocks! Dude, he's got like a fucking fancy car. I believe he said it was maybe a lowrider. I don't remember if that was for sure or not, but fuck, man. I am very surprised he doesn't have like... He could have rented a truck at the very least. He has the money. He's old enough. Jesus criminy. Anyway, he drove slowly through the trees and finally came to a clearing where he turned the car around and parked. Ooh, this is such a nice spot. This is just the parking spot. The campsite is a short walk farther in.
Let's grab your stuff and go, and I'll help set up the tent before we leave.
Cool, let's do this then. Thanks to Maria and Richard, all the camping items were grabbed and the walk to the campsite ensued. You sure you're okay to carry all that, Richard?
I got it. No sense going back and forth more than we gotta.
That cooler has a whole food and drink supply, so don't drop it.
No worry, I'm good.
It's about a 10-minute walk, so it's helpful that we only have to make one trip with everything. Thank you for helping out. Of course! I really want to see the spot. I noticed they've tinted Maria just a little bit, the name of Maria, because for a while Maria's name was just white, which got a little confusing with the main character, but it's still only a little bit of a tint. Hell, back at the house I would have sworn it was still tinted white. You'll see it soon, and I'll bet you'll love it when you see it. It's an amazing spot. It's like a perfect retreat. How the fuck would you know? Oh, just from pictures. Oh no, wait, you guys were there. I forgot there was that back when I played it. It was just a drawing of like Darius just dropping into some water. So I haven't actually seen the fucking place yet. I haven't played the fucking thing ever since it's been updated in a long time. I've been playing this game for years, man. 6 years I've been playing this motherfucker. I can't wait for you to see it. I can't wait to see it myself. Just being right here is so peaceful. You can't hear anything other than nature, and the air is so clean. I'm starting to feel a little jealous.
He said we'll plan something later. You'll get your chance.
Yep, it'll happen. The group trekked on, and the sound of water grew louder the longer you walked. And it's just beyond the trees. Whoa! Holy moly! Okay, that really didn't do anything, but damn! That looks like pool water, that's how clear that shit is. Nice, nice. Here we are, in a room full of strangers, standing in the light. We all rise to and see me. I had to follow you, though you did not want me to. I won't stop my life for you. I can't stay away. Sorry, that was a little bit of the Bee Gees with Darius's voice. It was Nights on Broadway by the Bee Gees. You can see why in those fucking Cassius. Those? I think I don't know when the fucking second one will be out, but that Cassius video at the time of recording this has just random bits where I'm singing. Here we are. Ah, see right there, that looks like just straight up white tint. Anyway, No one gives a fuck about that detail.
Well, I'll be. What a spot!
Pretty great, right? Down there by the edge is where we'll set up camp. It's the perfect spot. You get plenty of mosquitoes, because this is... we don't see the month, but I believe it's the summer. No, wait, it's not summer, it's August. It's fucking... Well, August is the summer, if... Fucking, yeah, it's the end of summer, but it's summer. I don't know if August 26th is still summer, but whatever the fuck, it'd be hot. So you're gonna get mosquitoes if you camp right by the water. Whatever, who gives a shit? It's fucking nice. Just let things be nice. Come on! Damn, a waterfall and everything? How is this motherfucker not populated as fuck? Like, everyone would be at this campsite right now. And right here's where we set up camp. This is such a perfect spot. And the name is not tinted white now. See, it's like tinted a little bit yellow. No one gives a shit. No one gives a fuck. Move on from this detail. It's quite the romantic choice, Darius.
Never took you as much of a romantic time myself.
Romance has nothing to do with it. It's just the ideal location. Nothing more than that. Fucking face. Look at all the clear space we have. That's why I chose this spot.
Uh-huh. Well, let's get your tent all set up then. Give me a hand, Andrew.
Sure, I'm here too. Oh, I'll gather some firewood then. You'll need that, won't you, Darius? Yeah, you don't have to do that though. Me and Andrew can handle that when you guys leave. If you guys leave. I want to look around a little more too, so I might as well do something helpful while I'm here. In that case, I'll help you. You need a decent amount for the next couple of nights. We'll be back. Richard already started unpacking the tent and laying the poles out for everything. What do you want me to do?
Start clearing any big rocks or sticks from right here. You guys don't want to be sleeping on anything like that. Shouldn't take more than a minute to figure out where all the poles go, so you'll be cake for us to set this thing up.
Alright.
Then spread out the tarp when you're done, and we'll put the tent on top of that.
Your task was an easy one, since there wasn't much for you to move out of the way, mostly grass that helped cushion the ground. As soon as you were done, Richard was ready for you to help out with the tent.
All you gotta do is help guide the pole through the pockets to secure the point at the end. Once all the poles are in, we'll stake it to the ground, and that's it.
Easy enough. Richard began sliding poles to the mentioned pockets, and all you did was help secure it at the end. The tent only took a few minutes to set up. Bullshit! I've put up a tent in my time. Note that I said a tent. But I've heard stories. I've heard it in stories that tents are bastards. Anyway, and after the chairs were unfolded, the campsite was nearly complete. Hey, there's a nice little tent back there. Not quite finished in the drawing, but it's still nice.
So, this spot's pretty perfect, huh?
It is. It's this place he brought me to a while back to swim at. It was a lot of fun.
You gonna use this time to make a move on them?
I don't know.
It seems like the mood's gonna be pretty much set. It's quiet, you got the gentle sounds of the water, and tonight you'll hear all the nature and nothing but the fire crackling. You two can get all cuddly up in the tent, and there's no one out here that'll hear you. Might not be the comfiest spot for it, but it'll definitely got the mood. It's definitely got the vibe. God damn it.
Who knows what'll happen? It's not the reason I came out here either. Camping seemed like something he really wanted to do, and I haven't been in ages. I thought it would be fun.
There's only so much you can do at night, though, so you might as well
look how much firewood we found! Freaking Richard. He's like,
I wouldn't talk about nothing.
Maria popped out of nowhere. She was listening in, goddammit. With them big old ears. Dumped a pile of sticks on the ground. Darius wasn't far behind her with bigger branches and chunks of wood.
Well, you get what I was saying, Andrew.
Yeah. What were you saying?
Man talk, nothing for your ears.
Man talk. Well, I want to know about this man talk, too.
Holy shit!
I'll tell you later. Sorry, didn't mean to skip that.
Look here, the tent's all set up too, and you guys can toss your sleeping bags and pillows out in there now. Let me put the rain tarp over there just in case the sky decides to fall out.
Forecast said we should have a clear weekend. You never know. The weather could change at any moment, so it's best to be safe. Better to be safe than sorry. Fuck.
Yep. Yeah.
Fucking LA night.
But imagine if it did rain.
Imagine that. The soft patter of the rain hitting the tent would create the most peaceful and relaxing atmosphere. I'd also be stuck in a tent for who knows how long with just Darius and nothing to do. Who's to say I'd let you stay in the tent with me?
You better watch it, Andrew.
It's not like you'd be able to force me out into the rain. If it rains, we'll just see about that. You'd better not come back to the shelter sick if that happens, Darius, or you'll be in trouble. Don't worry, I won't make him stay out in the rain long. It's kind of a fucked up thing to talk about when a guy who literally was stuck in a tent out in the rain when Maria found him, homeless. I don't remember at this point in the story if Darius knows about that. So if he does, this is kind of a fucked up joke. If he doesn't know about that, it's just an unfortunate one. Dots. Okay, appropriate reaction from Andrew. I doubt it rains anyway, so it's nothing you have to worry about.
In case it does, you'll be ready. Rain tarp is secured. What else is there I can do?
Nothing, you guys head home. All I have to do now is finish building a fire, and that's something I can do.
I can help with that too.
Nice, cool, I'll handle it. Sounds like they have the rest of it under control, Richard. You know, he has the car waiting to be driven back home.
That's right. We should get it back before it gets covered in tree pollen or sap or something like that.
We should. Thanks a lot for helping out, guys. Be sure to take good care of my car.
She's in good hands.
You have nothing to worry about, Darius. You boys have fun and be safe while you're out there, okay?
We'll be fine.
Thanks, Maria. Thank you for helping with the tent too, Richard.
No problem.
You want us to pick you up at 3 on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. That'll give us plenty of time to get stuff taken down and enjoy a little more of an outing. Alright, we'll see you at 3 on Sunday then. You call us right away if there are any problems though, okay? Will do.
Let's go!
Okay. We'll see you boys again soon. Richard marched off, leading Maria back toward the car and leaving you stranded with Darius in the middle of the forest for the next few days. Let's get the spot for the fire ready so we don't have to deal with it later. What do I need to do? Let me gather some big rocks that we can make a ring with, and we'll build the fire in that. Okay. You searched the area for acceptable rocks to use. The location made it easy to find them, and it didn't take long for the ring to be constructed. A ring of fire, if you will. I'll build the fire for now, but we won't start it until later. It's around 3, so we'll do some hiking around the forest and come back here if it starts getting dark. But it's awful nice that this is such a secure, yet totally remote campsite. They could just leave their shit wherever they want. Sounds like a plan to me. Gather some kindling for me while I build the wood pile. Gather handfuls of dry leaves and pine needles. Stuff like that will make great kindling. Can do. I'll build a log cabin for now. Log cabin? It's a way of piling your sticks for a fire that's intended to burn for a while. I prefer like a teepee style. You stack them in a way that looks like you're building a cabin, and then you layer some tinder in the middle floors of the cabin. Oh, neat. We'll have a great fire for tonight, but we'll need to gather more wood. We'll pick up more when we head back to camp. First, you need to get more tinder for me. I was distracted watching you. Well, don't get it now. Ran around the campsite, gathering a large pile of dry materials for Darius to layer in his cabin. We did that, and he had to stop to find some extra wood to finish off the structure. All done. Looks pretty good if I do say so myself. Oh, we can tease him, or maybe insult him. Let's save and try out the options. Well, let's see if teasing goes well. Looks shoddy. Looks a little shoddy. You sure it's gonna hold up? Know what I'm doing. This will get the job done. A little faith in me. Okay. Oh, that did not go over well. Sure does. Admittedly, I don't know how it's supposed to look, but trust me, this'll burn for a while tonight. It's pretty perfect. Now that I'm done with that, it's time to venture out into the wild. Well, I guess since this game does work on a point system, we'll just go with good points. We're gonna follow the creek since it'll be the easiest way to keep track of where we are. Since people don't come out here often anymore, the trails that used to stand out have become overgrown, and it'll be easy to get lost. I still remember some things, but it's been so long since I really hiked out here. Just lead the way and I'll follow. If for some reason you get lost, just come back to the creek and follow it back to the waterfall. I don't expect you to wander off by yourself, but just in case you do. Easy enough. I won't go off anywhere unless you piss me off or something. It's bound to happen at least once during the trip. God damn. You and Darius walked along the edge of the gurgling creek that led away from your campsite. It was warm in the forest, and the sunlight had no trouble filtering through the leafy canopy ahead. Ah, do you hear that? What, the background music? All I hear is water. I don't even hear water. No sound effect for that. Exactly. Mind you, this is a very old save file. And I did not rebuild it when I just downloaded the newest version, which admittedly is a number of versions behind. No cars, no horns, no noisy air conditioners, no cell phone, no loud people. I say that in a room where I have my dryer and my loud air conditioner going, not that far from where I'm sitting. And they're doing construction on my street, like right outside my door. Cut off my damn driveway. Can't even use that for the next couple of days. You can't hear anything like that out here. I love it so much. Threw his hands up in the air and took a deep breath. It's perfect. It's nice to get away from all that stuff back home. I could get used to. He grabbed your arm and pulled you towards him, pointing at the water. Look! What am I looking at? The fish! There's a few of them and they're huge. The water was clear and only a couple of feet deep, and you follow Darius's finger to find the fish he was pointing at. Oh, some of them are pretty big. If I had fishing rods, we'd totally do some fishing. Maybe I'll get some for when we bring Marie and Richard back out here. I bet they both enjoy that too. He crouched by the edge of the water and he watched with wide eyes, his tail waving slowly behind him. I bet it's trout. That's what we used to catch here all the time. Grandpa would clean him up after we caught him, and we'd cook him over by the campfire. He never missed a single bone, and he always cooked them to absolute perfection. Me and Nan could never get ours to turn out quite as good. You'll have to try again for me one day. I want to see how well you can cook fish over fire. I don't know if I could do it anymore. It's been so long. I bet Maria could help too. I guess that's all the more reason to bring rods next time. Picked up a small rock and tossed it into the water, and that fish scattered in an instant. Flopped onto his butt after that and kept staring into the water. You sat beside him, and he looked over at you with a smile. Oh my, 2 in a sentence. One time we saw a fish in the water. It was the biggest fish I'd ever seen. Me and Nan and Grandpa were just walking back to the camp after hiking up the mountain, so we didn't have our rods with us when I spotted it. It was basically just floating in one spot. Grandpa crouched down near the edge, and he pounced. Harris threw up his hands with his fingers all spread out. Nan just shook her head and laughed, but Grandpa, he caught the damn fish. Can you believe that? His eyes shined when he said that. He looked back towards the water. Every word he spoke, you could feel what the story meant to him. There was no lack of hand and arm movements as he told it. I thought he missed the fish, but he anticipated which way it could dart, and he landed right on top of it. He wrestled with it for a moment, but he won and held it up over his head with a triumphant roar. I wanted to eat it, but he tossed it back into the water. He said the smaller ones tasted better, and he just wanted to see if he could catch it. It was so awesome. Your grandparents sound like they were such cool people. They were. I wish they were still around so you could have met them. Oh, they love you, and you would have really liked them too. I miss them a lot. But I'm glad I have memories like this of them. He sighed deeply through his nose and jumped up off the ground. Anyway, let's keep walking. We've barely gotten started. We going anywhere in particular? Not really. We have the big hike tomorrow, and that'll have a destination. But now we're just wandering. We can take our time and just enjoy nature. And if you get bored, you can go way back at camp while I continue to enjoy myself. I'll be fine, don't worry. I'll be out here as long as you are. Just know that you have options. Come on, let's keep going. You followed close behind Darius along the creek as it snaked its way through the forest, and after walking a bit further, you came to a spot along the stream you couldn't pass. Oh, the brush is so dense right here, we can't really keep going. It's hard to tell if it drops off, or it could be something living in there that I can't see. What now then? Something caught my interest a few minutes ago, so we'll turn back and we can check it out. What this time? I smelled something sweet and familiar. Did you notice it? I did notice something faint, but it didn't last long. What was it? I bet you'll know what it is when you see him. Let's turn back and we'll make a stop there. As you turned, you stepped on a rock in the bank and that gave way and made you lose your balance. Ah! Darius was quick to grab your arm and keep you from tumbling into the water. Whoa there! That was close. Nearly took a dip. Gotta watch where you step if you don't want to end up in the creek. Walking back to camp in wet clothes wouldn't be fun at all. Nobody's out here, so you could just hike back naked. No way. Better than getting chafed and walking around in wet clothes. Dots. I join you in that naked hike too. Oh, jeez. I think the right one is too bad you saved me from falling in, because that's the more playful and going with the flowy one. This could be a tease, and as I've learned in past experiences, sometimes the right option is to tease when I think teasing would be a bad one, so we're at least going to look and see the initial fucking reaction. It's good I did not fall in. Good I didn't fall in. I guess so. You could have hurt yourself too. I don't want you getting hurt this soon. This soon? I'd rather you not, but if it does happen, at least wait until we've gotten to enjoy ourselves a bit more. I'll try. Alright, so that wasn't bad, per se, but let's see if this one's better. Too bad you saved me from falling in. I could always just push you in if you want. Oh, don't do that! I mean, if it'll get you naked. I could hurt myself, though! It's a risk I'm willing to take. I'm not, though! Wait, come back! Darius ducked into the trees, crashed through the brush, and popped out in the yard, and popped out in front of you. Of you to lead the way again. Walked for a couple of minutes back toward the camp, and Darius strayed from the creek and led into the forest. Okay, so that one seems fine. You're having fun. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Smell it again? I can. Let's see. Ah, there! Of course! There's a whole bunch of honeysuckles. Vine and shrubs cover the area, and they were filled with small yellow and white flowers, all emanating a strong, sweet scent. There's a whole ton of them, too! and it looks like they're all growing around a bunch of huckleberry bushes. What a perfect find! Darius picked a berry from a nearby bush and popped it into his mouth. That's good. Here, try one. And these are safe to eat. Yeah, huckleberries are just fine to eat like this. These are all natural too, so you don't have to worry about any kind of pesticides or anything. You just pick them and eat them. Handed you a few berries, and after seeing him toss a couple more into his maw, he ate one. Hey, these do taste pretty good. Yeah, it's important to know what kind of berries you're eating before you eat random berries in the forest. Darius seems to know specifically what he is eating here. So just, yeah, the disclaimer here is Darius in this instance is familiar with this area, is familiar with the kind of berries he is eating, and that is why it is okay for him to do this. If you find yourself in a wooded area and there happen to be berries that you do not recognize, don't eat them! Just don't! Even if you like look them up on your phone and like, oh, this looks like that, like that's not good enough. Like, unless you're sure it's safe by a verified source that's familiar with the fucking everything that you're dealing with, if you're not sure by any degree, don't do it. It could fucking kill you or severely fuck you up. Just don't do it. Why would you risk it? Just don't. Also, it's kind of dumb of Darius to walk around in shorts, and because you never know where poisonous fucking foliage could be. Especially now that since he hasn't been here in a while, who knows what kind of weeds have grown in this time? Kind of like poison ivy could just crop up. You never know what invasive species of poisonous foliage could come around, so make sure you cover your fucking legs, especially since he came through brush. Forest safety! Alright, we're moving on. I bet the honeysuckles are good too. You tried them before, right? It's been a while, but I remember how they work. You pluck one of the flowers from its vine and pull gently on the bottom of it. Along with it came the white style of the flower, and a small drop of liquid formed around the base of the flower. Let's see. Oh man, look at how much nectar it pulled out. Give it a taste, say how it is. The drop of nectar was small, but the amount of sweet flavor it carried was immense. It's perfect. That was a great one. It's time to have a snack then. Let's have some more berries. Ooh, let's try dipping the nectar on the berries. Dripping the nectar. Fuck, goddamn. Darius hopped into the bushes, and again, bad idea, and knelt down to carefully pull apart several flowers and rub the nectar onto a berry. Well, you gotta try it yourself. It's a perfect combo! You squatted near him and did as he did, and you ended up with a berry shimmering with nectar. The combined flavor of the plants was better than any candy you had ever had. Listen, remember that, folks. Candy is bitch compared to nature. Candy is bitch compared to nature. That's a sentence. You're right. It tastes so good. I'll have to come back later with a bowl and gather a bunch of berries for us to snack on. You know, if this is a verified campsite, that's probably not, like, supposed to be just picked. You know, usually someone plants that shit, or this is owned by someone. I don't know, I'm not gonna... Anyway. Eat your fill while we're here now. Well, we're in no rush, so enjoy it. Grabbed a few more of the blueberries and shoved them in your mouth. Just not those berries, those are the poisonous ones. Blah, 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 blah. Immediately you spat out the berries you had just eaten and you made a bunch of sputtering sounds as you tried to rid your mouth of the berry bits. That's the kind of shit that you fuck. Goddamn. How poisonous? Just kidding. You fuck. The only berries right here are huckleberries, so you don't have to worry about that. You bastard. Sorry, I just had to do it once. You don't have to worry about anything like that. If you're not sure, just don't eat it. Like I motherfucking said. He was sure.
He was sure. You led him astray. Man.
I'll let you do anything stupid. He offered you a few more berries as an apology, so you opened your mouth and waited for him to deposit them. He laughed and rolled his eyes before stuffing them into your mouth. You think Maria could make a pie with these? Well, I bet she could. When they come back to pick us up, we should bring them out here and pick a whole bunch of them so she can make us a pie. Just thinking about it makes me want to call them up and have them come back already. We can look forward to that on Sunday. Probably Monday, but it'll be something to look forward to after we're done camping. Imagine being able to get enough nectar from the honeysuckles to make a glaze for the pie. I can feel the pounds piling on just thinking about it. You plucked flower after flower and berry after berry. Save some for the motherfucking pie, man. They don't grow overnight. Taking the time to make sure each berry was generously covered in nectar. You have any more stories you can tell me about your grandparents? You want to hear more? Yeah, they sound great. You always seem happy to talk about them. What other camping stories do you have? Well, I did actually eat poisonous berries one time while I was out here with Grandpa. That couldn't have been good. It would have made me really sick. He'd been teaching me which berries were good and which ones were bad, but I got them confused and ate the bad ones. He told me to just force myself to throw up to get it out of my stomach, but I was so scared I couldn't do it. He got fed up with it, pried my mouth open, and jammed his finger down my throat. I never vomited so hard in my life. Ugh, that sounds terrible and gross. It was. Got it all over his hand, and I felt so bad about it. He just washed it off and told me I gotta be more careful. Remember what I just told you after tricking you? You won't let me do anything stupid? Well, before that, don't eat them if I'm not sure. Yep, that's the same thing he told me. And I told you. But we're not here for me. If you don't know what they are with absolute certainty, don't eat them. Told me he didn't care if I had to ask him 1,000,000 times to make sure I was eating something safe. And I tell you what, it never happened again. I asked him over and over about certain kinds, and he was always patient and explained, every damn time I'll add, what I should look for and how to distinguish which berries are safe. Eventually, the information stuck with me. I never did tell Nan about that one time. He's probably up there beating on him now, hearing me tell that story to you. I'm sure he'll get an earful for it too. No doubt. Nan was real protective of me. So she would have been livid to hear about that. I don't think she'd like my current choice for work, but she could blame Grandpa for that. He made you want to do stunt bike riding? Kinda. He's part of the reason I like the thrill of doing dangerous stuff. How so? Darius motioned for you to sit, and he made himself comfortable in your lap with the back of his head against your stomach. Making yourself comfortable, might as well. And are you comfy now? Yep. Anyway, you know those cliffs around the watering hole? Jumping off those was the first big rush I ever had. One time was all it took, and I was hooked. But have you really done anything else that gives you that kind of rush? I've done a few things that I guess we've never talked about. Such as? I've been bungee jumping, skydiving, and base jumping. What? No way! Really? Well, there's a place in Cresthaven where you can do skydiving trips, but base jumping and bungee jumping, you have to drive towards Brindle. You know the huge-ass bridge that goes over the Gats River? Yeah, I've been on that bridge a couple of times. Well, there's a company that does bungee jumping and base jumping there. That bridge is like 500 feet above the water, so it's a perfect spot for it. I should take you one day. Oh, another choice. He seems really into it. Let's just go with sure. Sure. Really? I'd be down to try at least once. Well, in that case, Darius put his hands down his pants, and you watched as he moved things around. Feels great. What are you doing? Pull his paw back out and cross both of them over his stomach. What? Looks like I just lost our bed and I owe you a date now. How charming. And I know exactly what we can do for it. Does that mean you actually want to go on a date with me? That's a good excuse to take you bungee jumping. If I'm lucky, you'll feel the same kind of rush I do, and we'll take advantage of that back at my place. Uh-huh. You shook your head and held your hand near his mouth. Keep your mouth, open your mouth, and keep dreaming. You open up and you dropped a few huckleberries into it. Besides, who says you'll have to wait that long for something to happen? Who says you won't have to wait? Is it my turn to try and charm you then? I don't think you have to try too hard for that. You grinned and put your hands against his head so you could scratch through his soft fur. Well, this is a good start too. So, what else are we gonna do today? I think we'll go for a swim in a little bit. Other than that, I have nothing in mind. I wanted to take you snipe hunting, but you already know how that goes. Yeah, I fell for that when I was a kid. My dad took me and my cousins out late one night so we could hunt snipes. He positioned the three of us at different points in the woods with a box each and told us to hold the box just barely over the ground. You're supposed to remain completely quiet and still, and when the snipe walked under the box, catch it. How long did you stand there? It was about an hour before my dad came lumbering out of nowhere with a mask on. He ran at me, so I screamed and ran away. Heard my cousins screaming too, and it turned out my uncle had done the same to them. None of us wanted to go into the woods in the dark again for a while after that. I see. I was never the victim of the joke. Grandpa and I set up my brother, though. Maybe that's why he stopped going camping with us. Oh well, his loss missing out on all the fun we had out here. I always forget you have a brother and sister. It's not like I talk about them or anything. They're just as busy as my parents. Biggest difference is that we actually get along pretty great. Well, that's good at least. My sister was pissed that nobody told her I was in the hospital. It took a lot of convincing that I was fine and that she didn't have to take time off to come see me. She texts me every day making sure I'm taking it easy and recovering. It kind of takes the edge off of the story that he has no one to get along with, but only a little, because there is a different kind of companionship that you get with, you know, romantic interests and friends versus siblings. It is just different. So it only takes the edge off a little bit. She really cares about you, huh? Yeah, I love her to death. When she comes back into town, I'll let her meet you. What about your brother? He's cool. He's more like my dad, but not as much of an asshole. He still checks on me and Lindsay every couple of weeks. He was annoyed that he wasn't told about the accident too, but he wouldn't live it. Knowing I'm fine is good enough for him. I think Christmas was the last time I actually saw either of them, and it might very well be the next time I see him. It's fine though. They're busy and have their own things to deal with. Not like I have a ton of free time either. Right? I take up all that free time. Almost like you're my boyfriend or something, huh? What is that face, Darius? What is this face you're pulling? Yeah or not even? Man, just say yeah. Say yeah! Yeah! Yeah, pretty much. You're both quiet. You went back to eating berries you were holding on your cupped hand. Does that mean you want to? Anyway, yeah, my brother and sister, always busy like my mom and dad, but they were totally way cooler. I hope I can meet them someday then. Darius closed his eyes and didn't move, so he continued picking berries.
Leave some for the pie!
Didn't realize how many you had eaten, but you were starting to feel like you had eaten enough. Stop picking them and rubbing your fingers through Darius's hair and mane. He sighed and his face was relaxed. You dug your fingers through his fur continuously, kneading all around while you did. You enjoying this? I am. Nobody ever does this for me. But be careful, though I expect it more often. You can return the favor for me later. I'm not covered in fur, though. I still have hair on my head. There's plenty you can run your fingers through. It won't do as much for you as it does for me. We'll test it out then. Fine. When you get ready for sleep, I'll do the same for you and see if you like it as much. Promise? I promise. Jeez. You just have to do me for a little while longer. Oh my. That phrasing. Do you, huh? I didn't. Okay, he didn't stutter. I was all prepared for that. I didn't stutter. So you want me to push your face into the ground and take you for a ride right now? You're going in raw? Not a chance. Okay. I could use spit, so that's something. Fucking A. Oh my, not with my virgin hole you won't. You'll use a whole bottle of lube and nothing less. If that's an offer, I'd be willing to bet money you have a fresh bottle back at camp I could use. It's a hypothetical! I'm not saying that's how it would have to be. That is far from an offer. You just say that, and I don't believe it. You decided it was time Darius got a dose of his own medicine, so you ran your hands down to his chest. It was easy to find his nipples, so you grabbed the bars of his piercings through his shirt and gave him a tug. Oh, that's a nice expression, Andrew. I bet you'd be oh so willing to give it up to me if I wanted it. If I took you back to the tent now, you'd practically be begging me for it by the time I was done teasing you. You sound pretty confident for someone so inexperienced. I might be inexperienced, but I've learned plenty from you. Twisted the bars, and Darius fidgeted around. You could see him biting his lip and digging his fingers into the ground. There's still plenty more you need to learn. You gonna teach me? Maybe if you're not a pain in the ass. Oh, I'll be a pain in your ass. You smart-ass bastard! You let go of his nipples and returned to rubbing them. You look like you enjoy the thought. He didn't bother trying to hide the boner he was clearly sporting. He tipped his head back to look up at you. And it feels like you enjoy it too. You were hard too, and it was pushing against him lying on your lap. He shook his head around and sat up, then looked over his shoulder at you. But that's all it is. A thought. Don't get your hopes up on getting that far. At least, not yet. So there's a chance. I'm not saying that either. Take it how you want. I want you to take it how I want. God, I've created a monster. He stood up, taking special care to really push his butt out at you. Then he spun to help you up. Okay, let's head back towards camp. What do you have in mind? Definitely not whatever you're thinking about. One huge point of this trip is to just relax. So we'll probably just chill. Gotcha. It should be around 4, so we'll hang around camp the rest of the day most likely. Tonight's dinner will consist of roasting hot dogs, so we should at least find some good sticks to use for that. I have stuff to make s'mores too. All that sounds good to me. I expect you to tell me some good campfire stories too. I might have a couple of good ones, so I hope scary stories don't bother you. Not at all. Oh, that's good. Otherwise, the story about the cave I'm taking you to tomorrow would make you think twice about going in. What? What cave? I'll tell you later. Darius walked off without you, and you were quick to follow. The walk back to camp was a slow one, and you took your time to admire more of the scenery. You stopped along the way to hunt for sticks to use as skewers later. Very glad that a while ago, while perusing the clearance aisle, I was able to find some washable, retractable fucking s'more skewers. Just it was a really lucky find because I never liked the idea of just using a random fucking stick off the ground for s'mores or hot dogs. Because one, they usually just split the fucking things in half and never work good. Plus, they just usually catch fire. But these, wash them, and yeah, I just like the washable ones better.